What's up, game collectors? So today I just want to show you some PS2 games that are still relatively affordable. You know, if you've been trying to collect PS2 games this year, you know that some of the prices are just getting out of control. And, you know, a lot of these games have just gone up like 50, 75, even like over 100% for some of them. So in this video, I just want to kind of show you some games that are still fun to play, but you can still get for around 10 bucks or so. And I guess we'll just get started. Now the first one I want to show you is Death by Degrees. Now this one is made in 2004, and it is like a Tekken spin-off we got Nina Williams here. Now this one I've never really seen too much about online. Never heard anyone talk about it, but I just happened to come into it in my collection a while back. And I haven't played through the whole game. This is actually kind of a tricky game to get into. There's a high learning curve. Even though I'd classify it as like a beat 'em up, just like the mechanics of the game can be really tricky when you first start. I was getting my ass handed to me by these enemies. But you play through the game, and it's kind of like one of these spy games where Nina Williams is the spy and you're having her, you know, go through a story basically, but you're constantly getting bombarded by groups of enemies. And the way you fight them is kind of weird. You're not like button mashing so much. You're kind of using the analog sticks to pull off your attacks. It's very strange. You know, you use your left analog stick to move around, obviously, but then your right analog stick is used to like face an enemy and attack. You'll like, you know, tap, tap, tap on the right analog stick to do moves and stuff. And as you're going through the game, you're getting more experience and unlocking new moves. And there's quite a bit of different moves you can do, actually. And once you get everything down, like once it's smooth, once you're learning like how to you know, actually pull off the moves and get everything, it's pretty satisfying. So if you like that kind of game, I'd definitely check out Death by Degrees. Still cheap, maybe not much longer, so go check it out if you're interested.
We've spotted the intruder.
Now the second game I want to show you is Gran Turismo 4. Now everyone I'm sure already knows about this game. They'll probably say, oh, it's an old racing game, you know, who wants to play that, right? But I think this game still actually holds up. And you know, I bought this game new back in the day, and I actually bought it with this Logitech steering wheel here, which was actually made to go with the game. And they actually programmed the game specifically to work with this specific steering wheel, which was really cool, I thought. And you know, it's a very high quality wheel, you know, force feedback and everything. And once you're playing it with this was like the most realistic driving experience I could have at the time, you know, without a PC. And I thought this game was just fantastic. You know, this is the second game on the second Gran Turismo game on the PS2. And they really just worked out like all the stuff that was wrong with the third one. They fixed it. You know, the physics are more realistic. The music is better. You got more content, more cars, more everything. And you can still get this game cheap. And this is actually one of the only PS2 games where it outputs in 1080i. Now, I didn't really care for the 1080i. It looks a little funny on my TV, so I usually go for just the 480p. But the game just looks fantastic on the system. And this was, you know, as Gran Turismo games usually are, this really pushed the limits of the PS2 hardware. And I'd recommend it for any of you guys that like racing simulators. Now the third game I want to look at with you guys is called Primal. And this game's from 2003, and it's made by like a UK team, I believe. And it's basically an action adventure type of game, and you play as this gal here, and your little sidekick is this little gargoyle character here. I don't know if you can see him, but the premise of the story is this girl's kind of like one of those old like 90s rocker girls, like punk girls. And her boyfriend is like a member of a band who gets kidnapped by demons. And the point of the game is you got to go rescue the boyfriend as this girl. So it's kind of silly in that respect. And the game doesn't take itself seriously at all. It's like pretty goofy. But this is another game that outputs in 480p. The graphics look really good on the system. It's got some nice effects, and it's a very imaginative game. You'll go through like different levels, and you enter the demon world, and there's like a little more of the story, but the girl can change forms wherever she is in the demon world. Like she'll change into like a different demon creature. So you'll have to kind of go through the game and figure out different puzzles, and the puzzles will depend on like what you're doing as the creature, or what you can get your little gargoyle helper to help you with. And you can play as both of them. You can like switch on the fly between the girl and the gargoyle. So you'll have to go through different terrains, sometimes, you know, having the gargoyle go ahead, and they both have different abilities. It's very interesting. Very underrated game, I think, actually. I played this maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was really impressed by it. And you can still get it pretty cheap. I don't think many people really know about this game. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. But, you know, if you get a chance, check it out.
You hear those growls, Scree?
That sounds like Malkai. They're primitive, territorial beasts. Huge teeth, fearsome claws, fond of the dark.
Well, that's it. We ain't moving. Oh, no.
I suspect they'd only be interested in devouring you.
Oh, great.
I doubt they'd find me too palatable.
Sure. You don't look particularly tasty.
Malkai are afraid of fire. I'll scout ahead, see if I can find anything.
I'll stay here until you get back.
All right, the fourth game I want to show you is called Kinetica. And this is kind of one of those like futuristic racing games that they were doing a lot of, like on the PS1 and PS2. And this one kind of flew under everyone's radar, I think. It was a very early release. It came out in like 2001. And, you know, the graphics I would say are kind of the weaker part of the game. Like some of the textures just look like really bleh, not very exciting. But for gameplay, this is a very unique game, and I think it's one of the best of these like kind of futuristic style racing games that they were doing back then. And what you do is you play as these kind of strange characters, actually. They're like people, but I don't know if they're supposed to be robots, but they have like suits on maybe, and you're racing as like a human car, basically. And you can pick from all different kinds of characters, and the really cool thing is just the speed of the racing. You know, you get 60 frames a second, like it never slows down or anything, no matter what's happening on the screen. And you can't like attack the other cars per se, but you can kind of like bump them around a little bit. And if you do like tricks, going off jumps, you get like boost power, and you can use your boost to get ahead of the other racers. It's kind of like that. But, you know, the tracks are very imaginative. You're going through all different kinds of loops and jumps, and it's really crazy. And I think it's a lot of fun, even though You're not going to get like a whole lot of hours out of this one. You could probably beat the game pretty quick. But if you decide to get this game, what you want to do is make sure you get a copy with the art book. It comes with a nice little art book. And that's kind of hard to find. So if you're looking to get like complete games, make sure you get one with those.
Three, two, one, go.
All right, number 5 is going to be Dark Cloud. Now, when I first saw this game back in the day, I'm like, what is this? This is like generic Link that looks like crap, right? But I eventually did pick up this game, and it is very fun, actually. It's, not the highest technological game. It's another one of these early titles. I think it's, another 2001 title. So the graphics aren't like super great, but I mean, they still look clean. Like sometimes PS2 games, the graphics are just kind of like a dirty mess, and they look like really low resolution. This one has like, it's hard to explain. They use like some kind of different graphics where you're getting just a little clearer picture, even though it's just like 480i. And I'd say the game still holds up, especially because it's fun. And this game kind of reminded me of Soul Blazer back on the Super Nintendo. And that's because you're kind of going through different towns, and the town will be kind of like wiped out, but then you'll go into a dungeon and you'll complete like a little mission or find something, and then part of the town will come back. And you'll have to kind of like build towns again as you go through the game. And once you finally get all the pieces of the town back, you'll find like another mystery of the puzzle, what's happening in the game, and progress through the story that way. So I really recommend this game. Then they also made a second one, which is a lot more expensive, but you can still get this first one for pretty cheap. And I recommend getting this one now before it starts going up, because I think this game is going to be one of the games that's like more collectible in the future. All right, now number 6 is Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Now, I've got to be honest, I haven't played this one. I have just heard about this game, but I wanted to put it in the list because I've heard different things about it, and I know that some people really liked it and some people really didn't like it. So you're gonna have to do a little research on your own. If you played the Star Ocean on the PS1, that's the kind of person I've heard that doesn't like this game. I'm not sure entirely why, but that's just what I heard. But my cousin's fiance, He played this game, that's the only Star Ocean game he's played, and he just swore by it. He's like, oh man, I put so many hours on that game, it's just great. And this is, you know, one of these JRPGs that I've never personally put the time into play. I've I played like the Star Ocean game on the PS1 just to death. But for some reason, I just haven't played this one yet. So you're gonna have to do a little research, see if you like this one. But it comes with 2 discs, and this is another game in 480p. You know, you gotta do the little trick where you hold down X and triangle. But I played it for maybe like half an hour just to get footage for it and to show you, and it seems pretty legit. I mean, the music seems like high quality. The graphics are pretty good from what I saw, and from what I understand, the combat is like one of the best parts of this game. Even though the characters look kind of janky, you know, you look at the characters and you're like, oh, this is kind of like an older style looking game. It's like kind of got like an anime look, but kind of like a weird anime look, if you know what I mean. So anyway, Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Check it out.
I'll get something to drink.
What? Didn't you just get a drink? If you keep buying sodas like that, your mom's gonna be mad.
Hey, I'm thirsty, and my mom won't find out unless you tell her.
And why wouldn't I tell her?
'Cause, I'll go shopping with you. Deal?
Deal. It'll be our little secret then.
So I hope I could show you guys at least one title that you might be interested in, and hopefully if you like it, you can still pick it up for not too much money and enjoy it. So I'll see you guys next time.